Well, welcome back. When actor and comedian Michael Richards first burst through Jerry's door as the madcap neighbor as Kramer on Seinfeld 35 years ago, America fell head over heels for him. But for almost 2 decades, Richards has been out of the spotlight until today. He's releasing his brand new memoir. It's fittingly called Entrances and Exits. This is his first live television interview in many, many years. Michael Richards, good morning.
Good morning.
No, we're feeling a little nervous this morning, and that's understandable. Your first live interview. We haven't seen you in many, many years, and you're out now with a book. And we should just get this part, I think, out of the way,
Okay,
because the reason that you have been out of the spotlight was because of something that happened back in 2006, and it happened at a comedy club, and they called it a big racist rant, which it was,
Yes.
and you sort of disappeared from that point on. So I know you've done a lot of work since then. How are you different today than you were on that day?
Oh, the difference. Probably more aware of myself. Anger. Looking at it very closely. It's something that's always with us, certainly with me. Not as horrible as it was 18 years ago. Anger had a hold of me. And I canceled myself out.
You canceled yourself.
Take an exodus.
Yeah.
Get away from show business and see what the heck is going on inside me.
Yeah.
To have been so despicable that night.
Yeah.
And losing my cool.
Yeah.
And hurting.
Did you make amends? Do all the things that Did you feel like you said you were sorry and you did all the things that you should have done?
I think so.
Yeah.
Certainly getting to a place where I could forgive myself, because I have to move on to be true blue about that.
That was a very critical moment in your life. And another critical moment happened in 2018 when you were diagnosed with cancer. And I feel like there are certain moments in our lives that just snap our world into focus. It's like, I have a beginning and an end now. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to live these lives. How did that diagnosis change you?
I thought I was going to go, really. I'd given into that. And then I found out that if we move fast enough, we could get at the cancer. And I had a great surgeon, a Dr. Bowie at Cedars-Sinai there in Los Angeles. And oh my, I made it.
Yeah, you sure.
I beat it, and that certainly motivated me to get at the book, because I went through a big review of my life.
Isn't that interesting when we do that? When we decide to kind of sift through all the stuff and see what's there.
Yeah.
Most people, when they see you on TV, they remember you as Kramer and busting through the door and, doing what you did. I found it totally surprising that you never watched the show and you never watched your performance up until a couple of years ago. So how come?
I used to in the very beginning, but I would just see how I could make it better.
Oh, so you were like too critical.
Cuckoo.
Yeah.
So we were moving very quickly. I can't think about the last show I did or the show before that. I could have done this, could have done that. So I just didn't watch the shows at all. I just kept moving.
Okay, so when you finally did get to sit down and see what your character was like or how it appeared, what did you think?
Amazing. Of course, it was many, many years later, and I watched the show with my son, Antonio. He was 9 at the time, and we watched him from beginning to end.
Did he think you were funny?
Oh, yeah, indeed. Everybody.
Yeah.
The whole show was just cooking.
He had to think you were the funniest, I would imagine. Or who did he think was the funniest?
I'm his dad.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of kooky around the house.
Yeah.
So for him to see all that on television, a comedy show, was pretty amazing.
Who was his favorite character?
His favorite character, in really coming into the show, and all of his friends, they're into Newman.
Newman was their favorite? Okay.
Yeah, you know, Wayne Knight.
Of course.
Who played Newman so brilliantly.
We know Newman. Yeah, that's so. So when people stopped you on the street with all your slogans, your giddy up, your who turns down a junior mint, like all those phrases.
Yes.
How did that land with you?
Oh, well, I could see the show is catching on.
Yeah.
And that's a pleasure when you're performing and you want to meet your audience. And yeah.
What do you want? I mean, you've written your book, you've covered the highs and lows, entrances and exits. There's a lot of ground to cover in this. But what do you hope people learn about you when the last page has been turned?
Oh, that I'm human, you know. There's a good, bad, and an ugly, and coursing through all these things, striving to be a better person. The entrances and the exits, what I come into, what I come out of, what I go into, what I come out of, always so ongoing, a coming and a going, and just discovering myself along the way. It's really a pleasure. I mean, it's hard work though, in dealing with the living and the dying. I think when I got close to that.
Sure.
4.5 years ago, that was just. Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It really lands in a way. Well, I'm happy that you came on to see us. Your book's fascinating. It's called Entrances and Exits. It covers all the parts of your life, the highs, and of course, you delve deeply into the lows. It's a very honest take on your life. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.